It really has to happen, huh? But come on. What's the worst that could happen, right? Welcome to the League of Legends Support Spotlight featuring... I'm sorry, Yone?
Yone?
Yone? Hold on, I got a better idea. I can't believe I'm doing this. What could go wrong, right? Yone is literally Yasuo 2.0. And to validate that, let's see. Let me pull up my is he a Yasuo checklist. Let's see. A thin ass blade, check. An uncomfortably long hair, check. Crit modified passive, check. A 3-part Q, check. A dash ish, check. A knock up, check. A sick anime sword move, check. A garbage KDA. You think your main is cool? You main Twisted Fate in mid with the perfect macro plays? Camille top lane? Who do you think you are? You really think you have the skills to pull off the mechanical skills? Don't even get me started with Lee Sin jungle with the perfect setup and ganks, or a Nash with the perfect kiting skills. Yumi main? Bro, what's wrong with you? Your main got nothing on my boy Yone, alright? Yasuo has been so good that Riot Games thought, hey, you know what? Yasuo has been really good. So let's make another Yasuo. Think you can beat that? Don't think so. Now some of you may wonder, is this guy actually gonna play Yone as support? Who the f does he think he is? Hey, I think it's fun, alright? We got an MF support in World, so...
저거를 일부러 하려고 하나?
아니야. 잘못 고른 거야.
Go.
아 괜찮아 잡았다 나이스
Don't judge me. Allow me to explain why he works. So, abilities. First is the passive, Way of the Hunter, a 2-part passive, because who doesn't love reading paragraphs on a video game, right? So the first one is an Yone doubles his total critical strike chance from all other sources, but his critical strike chance only deal 80% plus AD plus an additional 22.5% if with Infinity Edge bonus physical damage. And the second one, Duality, Yone's basic attack alternate between using his Steel Sword and Azakana Sword on basic attack. Stay with me here. Yone begins attacking with his Steel Sword and basic attack with the Azakana Sword, deal 50% AD physical damage and 50% AD magical damage. What that basically means is Yasuo passive, which doubles the crit percentage but without the barrier, and a Jax ultimate passive where he deals a partial magic damage every 2 auto attacks. It's not a bad passive. Could be better, but we'll take it. Next, his Q. Come on, you already know this. Mortal Steel. Yone thrusts his Steel Sword in the target direction, dealing physical damage to enemies hit, applying on-hit and on-attack effects to the first enemy hit. Mortal Steel can critically strike for 60% AD, 20% if you have Infinity Edge, as bonus physical damage. It is essentially Yasuo Q, but instead of a Nado, you get a guy that will get your ass. And much like Yasuo Q, its cooldown gets reduced with attack speed. In lane, you're just going to spend most of your time waddling around, wait till a minion HP is low, then doot, then you wait again, and then doot, then you just shoot your last stack away from the wave, and you don't want to be touching the wave. Let your ADC dictate how she wants to manage the wave, or screw it and just push the damn lane, and please don't do it. Please don't push the wave. Then you have your W, Spirit Cleave. Yone cleaves with his Azakana sword in the target direction, dealing equal parts physical and magic damage to enemies hit in a cone. Then Yone shields himself for 40 to 60 based on level, plus 60% bonus AD for 1.5 seconds. If Spirit Cleave hits an enemy, it is increased by 100 to 200% based on number of enemy champions hit, which means a safety net for all the shenanigans you do in bot lane. As support. This ability will give you a bit of an advantage when it comes to trading. It doesn't deal a lot of damage, but it will give you a decent amount of shield to help you trade better. It is also hard to miss since the sweep width is humongous and the range is longer than your mom's dick. Your E. People even test this ability. They put ZR on a 20-second cooldown. Soulbound. Paragraphs! Yone dashes a fixed distance in the target direction, gaining spirit form for 5 seconds as well as creating an untargetable clone that is sent to the same direction behind the cast location, though not through terrain. After 0.5 second delay, Yone can recast the soulbound, and while in spirit form, Yone gains 10 to 30% based on time active movement speed bonus. At recast, you can cast for 0.25 seconds that dashes back to his body, detonating the marks on each champion to deal true damage to the amount stored against them. Yone is unstoppable from point of reactivation until the dash is complete. He will essentially cleanse himself from all blinds, cripples, Josie effect. You get the point. He gets a cleanse. And a ZR. So not only is this a Z ult, but a mini cleanse. Apart from being sent back to a specific spot, your enemy has no choice but to give up their positioning just to set you up. If and only if you mess up your E. Did I also mention that this doubles as a cleanse? But trading in bot lane or even in team fights, you either just let Yone deal so much damage or abandon your position just to catch him, and no one has the time to do that during team fights. This ability is the single most obnoxious ability ever made. You can clear a ward in a tri-boss without having to suffer the consequences. You can comfortably trade with bot lane without any consequences. You can dive people under turret without consequences. You can 1v5 and just bail. What are you supposed to do? I mean, I guess you can get CC'd and die, but that's not the point. The ability is strong. It's just why? So what happened in Riot Games was, you know the Z ult, right? Yeah, and you know Echo ult, right? Yeah, you put that shit in Yone, but not the ult part, right? This ability, you put it in his E, not the ult. Get me? Yeah. What? The? And finally, his ult. Fated Seal. After the cast time, Yone marks all enemies in a line in the target direction and stuns them for 0.15 seconds, as well as blinking beyond the center of the last enemy champion struck. If no enemy champions are struck, Yone blinks to the maximum range instead. After a further 0.125 seconds, wind rushes along the same line, dealing marked enemies that are within the area equal parts magic damage and pulling them towards Yone blinking position and subsequently knocking them up for 0.75 seconds. It is by far, objectively, the most anime looking move so far. Every time you use this ability, you just have to commit. No stops, just go. Ha! Okay. Where do I even start? Where do I even begin? Okay, first off, this deals 600 total base damage at max level. Magic and physical, mind you. It is a dash. I mean, mind you, this is a long ass dash. It can go through walls, yes. And an AoE, lockdown, uncleansable ability for 0.75 seconds. But hey, it's just a 0.75 second. Have you ever got hit by an Ash arrow? The minimum stand duration is 1 second. But you can cleanse that, and tenacity works on that. On knock up, no it doesn't, and it doesn't feel good when you get knocked up. This in combination with his other abilities, how did... Alright, let's do some quick math, alright? We get an ulti with a 0.75 second lockdown, right? And another one, 0.75 second lockdown with a max charge Q. That's a total of 1.5 second total lockdown. And he can do this without you ever touching him because of E. How... Moving on. For abilities, you want to max ult first, duh. Then Q since it's your bread and butter, then E just because it's too good to pass, then W. For items, there are two ways to build them. One is being the standard route, or as I'd like to call it, the well-disciplined route. Or the caveman, ooga booga biga damage ya route. Essentially, the core item should be steel shoulder guards, berserker greaves. This is non-negotiable for Yone. Not only does it give you attack speed, but it also gives cooldown reduction for his Q. Then you got your infinity edge for crit modifiers. For the standard route, you want a Phantom Dancer for the 100% crit, Ziggs Convergence because why stop the madness from there, and then Gargoyle Stone Blade. This thing is actually pretty underrated. It is essentially a pseudo Zhonya's or pseudo Alistar ult, somewhere in between. And for the caveman brain, take Static Shiv, Death's Dance, and Mortal Reminder. Feel free to mix and match these items depending on the situation or do whatever you want, cause I'm not your mom. For runes, just use the typical runes for Yone, but instead of a Conqueror, swap it out for Press the Attack to help maximize your damage in bot lane since you're not gonna be the main one to deal that much damage in bot lane. I mean, you're still gonna deal a lot of damage, but you're not gonna be the main one to deal damage in bot lane, it's your ADC. So using Press the Attack would be beneficial for the both of you. And for spells, take Ignite and Flash, or Flash and Ignite. So, can Yone support work? Of course not! There are so many better options than Yone. But does that mean I will stop playing as Yone support? Absolutely yes. And I rate him as 1 Yasuo out of 2 blades. And that is it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe would be really appreciated. Wash your hands, stay hydrated. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye!